Welcome to day 3 of your alignment to your supreme abundance. I'm Keri Johnson. Hello ladies, how you guys doing? As you're hopping on, say hello. I would love to know who's here on day 3 with me. I know everybody in this group has a burning desire for more. You are meant for more. You have gifts to share, and there are people that are waiting for you to share them, to show them, to shine your light. Other people will try to take you down like the crabs in a bucket. They don't want you to go without them. What they don't know is that there's room for everybody, but not everybody will choose to go. Not everybody will choose to go. So we need to detach ourselves and go and rise and walk the path of your desires and keep going and don't stop. You will get there. And it's tough sometimes and it's challenging sometimes, but if you keep walking, you will get there. That's a fact. And through God and the universe, all things are possible. Call on your angels when you need them. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Mary. So I just wanted to remind you guys how beautiful and how powerful I know that you are, and I know that you're ready just to hit that path and go after your desires and have an amazing, crazy year. So I'm super excited to be a part of it with you and to be as supportive as I can on your manifesting journey. So I'm really, really excited. I can't believe we're on day 3 already. And today I wanted to start off with, Mary, this is for you, with the law of divine compensation. So the law of divine compensation is very similar to, hi Vanessa, to karma, except it is in the monetary form of it. So karma is do unto others as you want them to do unto you, or if you do something to others, then it's the boomerang effect. Just like law of attraction is, everything's kind of the boomerang effect. So the law of divine compensation is with money. So if you are giving money, you will get money. If money is stolen from you, you will get it back. If whatever is yours, rightfully yours, in the divine law of the universe, you will get it back. If it's not, then you'll get something else in replace. But money is continuous and it keeps flowing and it's abundant. So once we learn that, we don't have to be afraid of letting it go. And that's where a lot of times when it comes to money, people are, strangling it, hanging on to it, hoarding it, not wanting to let it go, thinking that there's no more that's going to come, not knowing how the next, bill is going to get paid, or where the next client's going to come from. But that's not up to us. That's not up to us. I have so many different examples of how the law of divine compensation has worked in my world. It's crazy. In 2008, when I got divorced, 36 seconds after I signed the papers, the market crashed. And then all of my moms went on budgets. So the market crashed. I mortgaged my house to pay off the debt of my, the marriage, I guess, the debt of the marriage. So I had to pay $250,000 on like a Tuesday at noon. I don't know when, when and where that money was going to come from, but I was able to mortgage the house to do that. And then ever since I did that, then my house was upside down, and I was working then frantically for the next 10 to 15 years trying to save my house, trying to get it back in order, trying to reverse the process of it, which was, excruciating and extremely challenging. However, that was the job that I was in at that time. $250,000 went out on one day, and then my business basically closed for several years because of the market. So about a year later, I had some money in savings. About a year later, I ended up manifesting $250,000 out of the blue. Out of the blue, because I was listening to whispers. Somebody had said one thing to me about, a claim of some sort, and then if I was a part of something, some group or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I really didn't take it seriously. And then all of a sudden that same night, someone else had kind of whispered that same thing in my ear, and I'm like, well, 2 people in the same restaurant are telling me this, then I have to take a look at it. So those are the breadcrumbs. Like, if we're not paying attention to that stuff, I wasn't gonna take the first person. I was like, I kind of blew it off, whatever. I did the second one. I ended up filing the claim, and I got $250,000 out of nowhere. So I can no longer use that story, the resentment of poor me, victim, I should have been the wife. I was the one that wore the dress. I, wasn't taken care of, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe I had to pay him out. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. I can't believe victim BS anymore because the slate was clean. The universe already gave me back the money and was like, move on, move on. So that's how it works in my world, and even here's a small story about it. This was years ago too, so my youngest daughter was probably 8. We went to Starbucks. I usually just leave my purse in the car. Glad this video is in public, so no one knows that my purse is usually left in the car. And I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot my purse in the car. And she goes, oh Mama, I have some money for you. She gave me $2 for whatever, I think I was getting her a little something. So we were walking back to the car and there were $2 bills on the ground right next to my car that we didn't see. So she was divinely compensated. Does that make sense? Yes. So a lot of times, even when you're on videos like this, because you're in the energy and we're talking money and we're talking energy and we're talking, how to raise your vibration and stuff like that, a lot of times people get messages of clients. They get fun things while they're on the calls or shortly thereafter because our energy is there. We're there. Also, if you are, thinking about buying a program and you're not sure about it, but you do it, not being, risky, being stupid, you're doing it in a way where you want it, that it's right. Obviously investing is very scary no matter what the amount is. You do it, you tell the universe, okay, I'm doing it. I trust you. You go in, I'm all in. I know that I'm going to be guided with this. Every time I've done that, I have gotten divinely compensated as well. There was a program I bought, this was years ago, $3,000. The minute I said yes, I didn't even transfer the money yet. The minute I said yes, I got a phone call from someone that placed a $3,000 picture order. And I'm like, okay, well, that was my yes. That was that, but I went first. I wasn't waiting for the universe. I wasn't waiting for more $3,000 more to come in before I made my decision. I trusted that I was going to make the right decision, and I did it, and then I was compensated for it. I also recently hired, whatever, a very expensive coach in my mind. I paid $8,000 for this coach. That was the most I've ever paid for anything when it comes to education other than college, of course. I knew it was right. It felt right. I felt like when I was transferring the money, like I felt for the first time in my life that money was just energy. I felt it just go out like magic dust. I felt supported. I was so excited. I was so, so, so excited. Finally, I had some support. And it wasn't about the number at all anymore. It really, really was interesting the way that I felt about the money going out. Now, it didn't last very long. It ultimately didn't work for me, which is fine, but it opened up a $40,000 month. So, with clients and coaching and random orders and stuff like that, I ended up tallying up a $40,000 month. So there's a law of assumption as well too. And most of the time, if something like that happens, we get really angry. And, we're angry at the situation. I can't believe I spent all that money. I can't believe that I lost that money. I can't believe that this happened. Why did this happen? I thought I was going to do the right thing. I thought I was making the right decision, and then, so we have one emotion already going out about angry, however we feel about the money going out, guilty, judging, and then we're mad at ourselves too. So now we're compounding emotions like I talked about yesterday. If we look at it that way, we're just going to muddy up the financial situation. We're going to muddy up the law of divine compensation and the law of assumption. We've got to assume, what? That's awesome. I trusted it. It went out. I know like a boomerang, it's going to come back. It doesn't matter if it worked out or not. I know it's going to come back. I learned something. It felt amazing. I'm going to keep that feeling that I had when that money went out. I'm going to hold on to that feeling because I know that feeling goes into my vault of emotions that I need to, pull out every now and then. We talked about that too, how to just like stay in that feeling of, it's just energy and it's abundant. And the minute we release it, it comes not just $8,000 more, not just $16,000 more. The universe always is giving us, it's expanding 10 times, 100 times. Like it's just so, anything we ask for is just multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. That is what's so cool about this. Vanessa, I need to learn this. This is the area I struggle with, is trusting. Law of compensation and law of assumption. Law of divine compensation and law of assumption, yes. So if we can listen to the little hints of where the universe is directing us, especially if someone is telling you something more than one time, you know, the more in tune you are, I think, you know, I listen one time, you know, oh, really? Okay, you know, but yet I've run into doors that don't open. Like, you know, I'm so excited to go through all the doors, but then some just don't open. And I'm like, oh, crap, like here's another bruise on my face, or I fell down again, but a lot of doors open. The doors will open if you get told something 2 times, 3 times, 6 times. Jenna's gonna be a model. Paula got some whispers today, so I love hearing that. Caroline, oh my gosh, Caroline's off the charts with the things that she's doing. Modeling it's on, that's right. Hi Julia, we need to manifest on the market to keep growing. Well, it just comes from known and unknown sources. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's how magical this is and how powerful this is. We don't have to rely on business. We don't have to rely on anything. If it's supposed to come through business, it comes through business, but your business doesn't pay you. Everything comes from the divine. Everything comes from the ether. Everything is downloaded, no matter what it is, energy, healing energy, money. It comes through people. So don't look at just one direction of your business, or, you know, the market or the government or the politics. Don't look at any of that stuff. You connect yourself to your divine source, and you make best friends with that divine source. And Mary's having money move in with her because she wants to be with money 24/7. You know, make friends with money. Talk to it. It's there to support you. God is there to support you. If we only understood, and every now and then we get glimpses of how perfectly aligned we are with situations. And then so many times in my life, I've stood there looking out, you know, a new view in a new place or whatever. And I'm like, I swear to God, I will never worry again. I promise I'll never worry again. I promise. You had this all planned. You had it all planned. Now I see. But we don't know unless we've been there. We cannot see how it's going to happen unless we get there. And I wrote a post on Facebook today about that. That's trust. That's trust. Walking on that pathway. Your desire is there. Imagine you're walking on this path. We can't see anything other than we pray, we ask, we're guided one step, and one light lights up, and we get an answer. One more step, another light lights up. We keep stepping. As long as you keep walking towards that desire, you will get there. You just can't quit. You can't give up, because I don't see it. It's not coming on my time. It's not coming fast enough. It's not coming how I think. It's not. We're too human. When we get too human, we crush everything. We crush everything. Got to get out of our mind, into the heart, and just trust. And then once you're there, then you're like, I see. I see all the lights behind me, you know? And you're lighting the path for other people too. You're allowing them to trust in you, because it's scary to go first. It's scary to be the leader, because who knows, is it a path or is it a cliff? But if you trust, it'll be a path. And if it's a cliff, your wings will already be built, and you'll have a great story to tell before you hit the ground. You know, we are forever learning and growing. And if we don't start having fun in life, if we do not start making fun of ourselves and just going all out just because we can, just because, you know, we're going to be limiting ourselves. We're going to be limiting ourselves. And like this whole pandemic, I look at it a different way, because I've been on my own in business, supporting myself for 25 years. You know, fallen, rose, broke, had money, baller, broke, you know, just all the things. I have gone through all of the things, and I'm just used to the ups and downs of life. I'm used to the ebb and flow of it, you know, so I've gotten better being able to flow with it. And the pandemic to me seems like it amplified life for many people. It amplified what they were already doing to themselves. Now I want to be very careful how I talk about this, because I want to be sensitive to any of your fears that you have around it. And I'm not really talking about the pandemic. I'm talking about the things the pandemic did. It limited people. It quarantined people. It stopped people from seeing their families. It made people sick. Okay. So we do that to ourselves on a daily basis. We live in fear. Most people worry more than they don't worry. Most people, are in fear more than they are in faith. Causing ourselves to get sick, causing ourselves to want to curl up and be in bed for, however many days it takes to get out of the anxiety, get out of the depression, calling sick from work, so we're homebound. We put boundaries up with family members. We don't see them until we're ready to see them. We catch flus, we catch colds. So it's okay. Why? I don't know. It's okay when we do it ourselves. It's okay to hurt ourselves, but if someone else does it, then it's not okay for you to limit me. I don't like being limited ever. But that's one thing that I have been it's been kind of coming into me, that we do this, we do this to ourselves. So even the whole pandemic, like, you don't have to get sick. You don't have to buy into it all. Yes, there's a sickness out there, but there's always a sickness out there. There's always something you could potentially catch. Vibrationally and frequency-wise, and with your trust in your channels, you don't have to get sick. And I truly believe that the emotions and the stress and all the bullshit from our past and all of the blocks that are within us that sometimes we don't even know how to get out, we don't even know where they are, cause things, cause pain, it's the bitterness, the resentment, all that stuff. So the work is in clearing out the darkness in the body, clearing out the shadows, clearing out and forgiving. And this coming from me is a lot. Like, if I was 10 years ago heard myself say this, I would have been like, yeah, right, swearing and, just not understanding, because I grew up in a very reactive family. I just call this Italian. Irish and Italian. We like to throw things and, like, drink beer or whatever. So the forgiving was one of my big things too. I thought it was okay just to be done with someone that harmed you or hurt you, because I'm not going to accept the behavior of it. But I didn't know how to just put a boundary up. I would freeze them out. But then in turn, like we talked about yesterday, my heart, holding my heart, closing my heart, freezing them out. I'm okay alone. I don't need anybody. That whole thing froze me too. So then I couldn't be seen. I couldn't be felt. I couldn't be heard. So I had to unfreeze some people, and not in a way where you have to get around them or be in an environment that doesn't work for you, because if everything's energy, then you can do it in your mind. You can do it in your imagination. You can do so much. So I did meditations on it to release the resistance of what was happening with me, how to forgive for real. Because forgiving was always, in my mind, an excuse. Like, if somebody wanted forgiveness, I was giving them okay to do it again. That's kind of how I thought of it. So I'm just like, 2, 3, 4 times. I'm like, I'm not forgiving you anymore. I'm not going to give you permission to do it again. Mary, Irish and Italian. Yep, so you get it. Forgive yourself for them. I didn't get that for a really long time. I did not get that for a really, even though my dad would say that, you're drinking poison, you're hoping that someone else dies. That's the bitterness. But hanging on to that only gets us sick. It is only bad for us. So never to allow abuse, never to allow to be in situations like that, but also not to allow the stories to keep going, because that's a block for your channel. The whole thing is to get more connected to your source, more connected to God. So your prayers, they can hear. And the gifts are downloaded easy, like a bank teller, like going through the ATM. Here you go, push the button, thank you very much. I told myself years ago that I didn't have time to be sick and rarely get sick. I have days and absolutely, Stephanie, yeah. Nope, I did the same thing. I haven't been sick for a really long time either. And I was talking to someone yesterday, I forgot who, that all of a sudden, this was even a couple years ago when I started getting a cold, that I could feel it in my throat. I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even swallow. So it's hard to trick myself out of something when I couldn't even take a sip of water, but I had to. I'm like, nope, I feel fine. And my throat hurt the whole time. A couple hours later, I had seriously told my body I was fine, I was great, and then it went away. That's how fast we can change our body. That's how fast we can change our symptoms. And when I was married, I was sick for a whole month. I remember it was November. I was sick for the whole month. I was the doctor. They gave me they had no idea what was wrong with me. No idea. I was on every antibiotic. It wasn't this, it wasn't that, it wasn't this, you know. They were testing me for cancer, stuff like that, you know, because I was losing so much weight. I was miserable. I was just miserable. My mom thought I had a tapeworm. Nope, I'm just miserable. I was miserable. So I'm losing weight and I was sick for the whole month. Of course, the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me because it was in here and it was in here. I was the only one that could clear that out. So that's my little tangent about being sick and stuff like that. But, okay, let me see more about divine compensation. And this is another thing that happened too. There was a $17,000 debt that I tried to get cleared up with my ex-husband, and he didn't want to pay any of it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. I wasn't going to fight about it. We were just trying to clear up untie all of the things that got tied up. We had a lot of properties and stuff like that. So it was $17,000, I remember. And all of a sudden he was like, no, I'm not going to help you with it. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know why I asked. Then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, he needed my help with something. And I was like, no, like that's what I was trying to clear up last week. Now I'm paying, you know, the girls' school, blah, 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 whatever, divorce stuff. And I found out that he was tied to a property, so he had to pay it. I didn't have to pay this now anymore since I was trying to work with the banks. I got it down to like $10,000, whatever, and it was back up to $17,000. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, that's interesting that all of a sudden now the whole bag of sand landed on him, you know. I was like, well, that's interesting. And then all of a sudden I said, I wonder what's gonna happen at my studio today. I'm just like, because I had a couple sales. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if I rang $17,000 in sales today? And I did. And I did. Like, it was like I could feel the karma spin on that one. I'm just like, wow, it was karma, because it was a personal issue, a moral issue, and also the law of divine compensation. So I was hit with two laws at one time that benefited me, that did not benefit him. So I'm like, $17,000. I mean, that's like even a weird number, you know? That's one of my stories that I love. I absolutely love. So let's see. When we put things out there, my dad did this when he was younger because he was very poor. Both my parents came from poor families. And one of his friends had a rich father, family, whatever, and they had air conditioning in their house. So my dad wished to have a really rich friend. He wanted to always have a rich friend so he could have air conditioning and do fun things. So that was his thing. He wished for a rich friend. And then he had like created this persona of this friend, and he became that person. He became the friend. I thought I did. Thankfully, I didn't get what I wanted. I was universally adjusted from getting the true thing that I thought I wanted was a traditional marriage, was a husband, was a traditional family, was a husband that took care of me, was a husband that would support me. That's all I saw. That's what I thought I was going to get. And I kept saying, and seeing these other women, just getting gifts from their husbands and support from their husbands. And I'm like, I was so mad. I'm like, why not me? Again, victim mode. And then finally, once I get out of the victim mode and I just got busy working and listening to my divine guidance from the universe, I became that. I became my own husband, This is video 2. Sorry, you guys. So I was talking about wishing for something and then you becoming that person. So we don't have to wish to be anybody else except ourselves, what we want, who we know we are truthfully, and our soul knows. Okay, so let's think about something. How to accomplish what you really want in life. How intentional do you think that you are when it comes to wanting your desires and intentionally claiming them and then believing you can have them? So deciding what you want, believing that you can have it, asking for guidance, and asking for faith, asking for more trust if you need that, asking for clarity, asking for anything. We don't have to do it alone. So to ask your higher powers for anything that you want, and then be open to receiving it on whatever timing it's supposed to come in, not how we think it's going to come in, because it never normally comes in the way we think. We think it can come in only one way or two ways. So allowing it to come in however it's supposed to come in. Some people get things and other people don't get things, and it seems very unfair, and I get questioned a lot, why does that person always get something? Why do they win? Why do they always get gifts, receive money, get things, The prom queen always gets the guys, and this person always wins raffles or whatever it is. There are some people that get things and some people that don't get things. And the only difference is that one person's playing with the energy of it. One person's trusting that they can get it, surrendering to the energy of it, which I've had to do several times in my life when things just don't work. The more you force, the more you push, the more you block. The more you're pushing a door that is 500 pounds and you're trying to push it yourself. And then you just stop pushing it and you just sit and surrender and ask for guidance. And where am I supposed to go? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I would go to the mall, get a coffee, walk around and wait. I would wait if I had no idea what to do. And then little by little, I would get guided on what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to be going. So surrendering is so important. The power is not pushing, it's not forced. The power is allowing your higher power to deliver to you the answers, to guide you that one next step, to calm the fear in you, which we can ask for too, because that's terrible to have anxiety and fear, obviously. But the power is in allowing, and the power is in then getting information so you're guided, so you have fun doing your next task. You have fun working. That's when work becomes fun, and you can't wait to do it because it's creative and it's motivating, and it like just the more you work, the more you feel your soul, and the more you have fun with it, the more you want to work, the more motivated you get, the more stuff you create. And that's the power of it. You're not forcing anything. When you force, it becomes hustle. We were born to receive. You were born worthy. We were born magnetic. And we've been conditioned out of those things. We've been conditioned out of not knowing who we truly are because everybody else has told us who we're supposed to be. For them, not for us. So undoing some of those personalities, undoing some of the traits, undoing some of the things, the conditions that don't serve you, going back to who you truly are. That's true alignment. True alignment is when you are feeling good. True alignment is when you are in joy. And the universe loves to play. And money loves to play. And the desires love to play. So getting into that mode of just joy and happiness, if you can, finding something that you enjoy doing that's fun, instead of, I have to have this now, I have to do this, I'm gonna write, just like getting like manic manifesting, always writing, always dreaming, always creating, unless it's fun. If it is not fun, don't do it. Pop your desire out there and then go find something fun to do. And wait for your answers to come in. Wait until you get your next guidance. The minute we start needing something, then we're coming at the universe like this crazy person in lack, like we're drowning in something and we're pulling it down and we want to like almost crash the world. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's showing the universe that we're not happy with where we're at. We are not satisfied with what we're being given. And we want more. And the universe is like, you're not even happy with what I gave you. Why should I give you more? You're not happy with what I gave you. It's not a magnetic pulse of attraction. It is a repellent. Coming after it without your gratitude and appreciation, wanting more without being appreciative for what you have. Finding the bliss and the joy and the happiness and just knowing, going back to those feelings and knowing that that's out there because your soul knows, and that's what alignment is. It's when you're matching up your human with your soul. You're matching up your human with your heart and your soul. That's truly what the alignment is. And when we are not in align, when we are not feeling right, we're detaching ourselves from the person, from the soul part of us that knows it all. When we're aligned, we're together with them. And when we break apart, we are stretching that rubber band, and the soul's like, I'm not leaving. I know what you want. Like, I'm staying strong in my stance, my foundation. You know, you can go as far as you want to go, stretch out there, and it's not going to be any fun until you get back here. And that's where the praying, and that's where all these tools come in. Making a recipe of these tools that work for you. It doesn't have to be wake up, meditate, journal. There are no rules. It's just a whole bunch of tools that you put together for your perfect recipe. I love to dream, but I tend to spend more time on dreaming and less time in action to make those dreams come true. That's something good. Yeah, that's good. Because you can't do one or the other. You can't keep doing action. It's like going to a business seminar. Only business, no mindset, no creativity, only business strategy. I would go crazy. I would be like so bored, out of my skin. I need both. But then if you only do the dreaming, which is so fun too, but then you don't get the action part. So even if you win the lottery, even if, you know, the Publishers Clearinghouse comes to your door and knocks on your door, you have to get up off the couch and go answer the door. There's some bit of action that you need to take. But the best part is that it's fun action. When you're in flow, when you are using your own powers, it's so fun. To get excited for what's coming up, to be eager for what's happening today and be excited for what's going on tomorrow, because we don't know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Not, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know, not the, you know, the bad stuff. Anything can happen. How fun is that we can create, you know? And since you guys have been watching for the past 3 days, has anybody like just said something like, wouldn't it be cool if, you know, like said something like that? Tell me your wins, because I love to hear them too. People message me all the time, but I wish everybody would just do it in the group so everybody could experience all the wins that everybody's getting and how easy it is. I mean, we need to learn to remember that it is so easy. We complicate it. We think it's supposed to be hard because we were told it was going to be hard. We were told that it was going to take time. But in all my examples and my stories, when it's on, it's on. I mean, the universe is waiting. The energy is waiting to line up. I mean, and everything is right here. Everything is right here in a vibrational bank, I call it, in escrow, waiting to drop. And the ceiling is made of tissue paper. It's not made of concrete. And people think they can't get past that ceiling. And all you have to do is we just have to go through it. We just have to make it known that we're coming. I'm coming. I'm commanding this, and I'm gonna be okay. And even if I grab the wrong thing, it's gonna be okay. I can change my mind. I can put it back and grab something else. Like, that's how flexible it is. And we all have energetic monetary ceilings as well, which I show you how to find this, and I show you how to break through this in the Wish program, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But we have a financial thermostat, and it's set at a certain amount. And it's different for everybody. It might be $10,000 a month for one person, so they may not have any money coming in for 3 months and all of a sudden make $30,000. So theirs is $10,000. It may be $1,000 a month. So if someone makes $10,000 a month, they spend it down to $1,000. It's the pattern that they're in. Some won't go past 1 month not paying their bills. Others can't get past making $50,000 a month. So it's all different depending on where you are energetically with your finances. This is when, if you get a bonus at work, or if you get an additional money, like if you're making your normal income and you get something additional, you'll either spend it out of sabotaging the situation, or potentially have something like an auto something going wrong with your car, and have an extra expense that month that will take that money. One way or another, that money will go. And that's one thing. It's very important to break through that pattern so that's no longer attached to you. Oh, good, Stephanie. I want you in there. Good. It's going to be, I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit though. So life is also full of illusions, and we're going to break through illusions too in the Wish program. It is like the illusion with the elephant. As a baby, it can't move away from that stake because it's not strong enough. It tries, and it can't move away from the stake. It can't become free. But as it gets older and gigantic, it knows it can't do it. But does it know it can't do it? It's never seen an elephant break away from that stake, because as a baby, it already made up the decision that it can't be done. And that's why the elephants are safe just in one little stake, because they won't even try. They've lost it. They've lost their zest for even trying. And this happens with people all the time. They'll try it once and then fail or get embarrassed and won't want to do it again. And they're afraid of doing it again, trying again, because what if they fail again? There's no failures. There's just other ways it didn't work. There's just other ways it didn't work. There are no failures. You have got to keep going. And the more you keep going, even if you're not there yet, you're ahead of everybody that's not even trying. So nobody has any rights to judge. There should be no stones being thrown, but we know why they throw them. You know, it's like the crabs in a bucket. If there's one crab in a bucket, it can't get out. But if there are two crabs, the other crab won't let the other one get out. It keeps pulling them down. It keeps pulling them down. So the crabs would rather die in the bucket than help each other out. And we do this all the time too. We do this with people all the time. Like, instead of like raising them up, gosh, you did it, you're there. God, thank God. Thank God you just showed me that it's possible. One of my coaches is making $1 million a month. And two others are not of my coaches, but two other ladies that I know that are coaches have been in the business for a couple of years and just hit their $1 million year. There are no limits when you release and you unleash your mind. When you change your money mindset, when you change your mindset around the world, when you see past the illusions of the elephant. I might just try it again as a big elephant. Why not just try it again? Don't ever lose the zest for going after what you want, the drive, the determination. Because you will get there. You will get there, you will get there, you will get there. But you've got to have fun on the journey of it. Because once you get there, you're going to want something else. There's always something more to want. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting more money. No matter how much money you have, there's nothing wrong with it, because it amplifies who you are as a person. There's more you can do with it. There's more opportunities you can do, whether it's for yourself or your own family, and then other people as well. There's a lot of guilt around wanting more because other people say you're not supposed to want it. And if the universe is abundant and just delivering whatever you want in there, I can have as much as I want of it as you. It's like a never-ending buffet of anything that we want. So when people that are struggling, aren't going after really what they want, they get a little bit of money, but then they want to leave a little bit on the table for the next guy. It's not even tangible money on the table. It's just, I'm just going to not take anymore. I'm not worthy of taking what I'm supposed to be taking or having what I'm supposed to be having. That's very admirable. There's another way of doing it though. Take your money and then give it to others. Make as much money as you can and then build your charities. Take care of the other people. You've got to be stable first. Your boat can't have a leak in it because you're saving everybody or everybody's going to drown. We need the oxygen on us first. So getting rid of the guilt and the shame around it is very big too. And I know that that's like deep rooted, embedded in a lot of us because of how we were raised and what we heard and what we saw. And so much stuff from the past needs to be cleared out. So much stuff from last year needs to be cleared out and can't come forward. Otherwise, you'll get little bits. It's going to be hard to get your desires through kind of a clogged tube. Maybe they might get there. You might get part of it. It might get stuck a little bit. It might take a little time for it to like get around the gunk that's in there, like a clogged drain. Just clear that thing out so there's just an easy channel. And then understand, when things come up that don't work. Speaking of not working, and I'm not working, not job-wise, but things don't work. So when I was also, going through my divorce, after I got divorced, I think, and things were still kind of, I got the money, $250,000. Could no longer complain. These are my own rules. Could no longer complain about my divorce. Could no longer resent my husband. Could no longer talk about it anymore. You know, I was like kind of slapping myself, like, but I didn't have a job really. Like I had my business still, but it wasn't active because no one was really calling, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't feel any different having that money in the bank. I still felt as fearful as not having it. It did not change my emotional state because I didn't know where the next money was going to come from because I didn't have a job. What am I going to do? This was before I knew that this was going to unfold. I just didn't know what I was going to do. So having all the money and not having a purpose or a passion gave me the same feeling as not having the money. Oh gosh, Julia, yeah, I love it. You're on your way. You're on your way. Selling soap, yep. You can sell anything. And if you're changing lives, you know, and people need to shower, they like your soaps. So my things were starting to break down, and this was before I had that money, whatever, when I was very, very low on cash. And my dad told me when the money was good, he's like, it's going to run out. Be careful, it's going to run out. So that was a terrible thing for him to say. So then I'm like, oh, it's going to run out. You mean it doesn't always? It comes and then runs out, and then what happens? You know, then what happens? So then I was like, in that paradigm of like always, it's coming. I don't know when it's going to stop. I don't know when it's going to run out. You know, so I was in a hoarding of money a little bit, and always making sure, okay, I have how much I had or what was going to come in. Like I was very calculated. I was just thinking too much about it. My TV was not working. My daughters were complaining that the TV keeps going out. And I'm like, I don't want to buy a TV right now. Like that was just not important to me at that time. So when they were at school, like I have conversations with things. I have conversations with electronics all the time. I had a heart to heart with the TV, and I'm like, okay, here's the deal. Now we don't like it when the kids keep complaining, right? It's kind of annoying. You know, does it bother you as much as it bothers me? You gotta give me a break here. You have got to keep working for a little bit longer until I can, you know, have the money to get another one. It never went out again. Ever again. It was going out for months, having this whatever short in it or whatever. My running boards on my car stopped working. I needed to buy a new motor for it or whatever, $2,000. Wasn't gonna do it. Sat on the driveway, had the heart to heart. I love you. Thank you. You're a good car for us. Please. Not now. I can't do it now. You and I together. You know, we're both like running down this dirt road together. I know it's tough. But come on, they never stopped not working again, ever. Then the drum in my dryer broke while it was on like, you know, spin or whatever. And I'm like, oh, it sounded like my house was falling apart, crashing. I'm like, that one's a little over my head. I don't think I can fix that one with my talk. So I had to get a new dryer. I'm not kidding, you know, like to take care of everything in your house, from tables to floors to any dishes to your bed and thank them and put your energy in it. Everything's energy. Everything is protecting you. Everything is there. I guarantee you have these heart-to-hearts if things are not working in your house and you don't have the money yet to get new ones. You don't have to be without. They will work again if they know that you're there to love them. It sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but I've done it more times than not, and just as long as you're heart to heart loving your things, they will work again. And you might get a couple of light flickers, you know, on your while you're doing it as a little thank you. Isn't that strange? Anybody else like talk to their electronics? So money's the same way. Money's the same way. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for supporting me. Okay, go do your thing. You know, I know you're going to come back to me as you're spending. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you're spending, as you're swiping your cards, you know, taking care of your wallets, taking care of how your money is in your wallet so everything's not crumbled and your purse doesn't have a bunch of stuff in it. Just clear it. That's clearing the space, making the vacuum for more, clearing it out, and being so appreciative for everything that you have that you get more. Good morning, Michelle. How are you? Just more of the intentionality and the awareness that we have to be aware of. I want to talk to you just a little bit about my Wish program that's coming up. The doors open for that on January 11th. This is a manifesting mindset and money program that's going to blow your mind. In 4 weeks, we're going to work on so many different things together that we're going to be manifesting your desires and your money, and we're going to be making space for it to come in. You're going to move through the panic and anxiety that you may have when you think about money or open your bank account or open your bills. It basically expanding your vision, tapping into your desires so you can design your dream life. We're going to do like a dream map to get you there. I'm going to show you how to clear out the things that didn't work for you last year, and we're going to find the blocks that are holding you back, from the past hurt. And these illusions that keep coming up, we're going to be shattering those as well. And you are going to, I have a technique where we're going to work on your confidence, your boldness, so you can boldly walk into your next level, the things that you want to do online, creating what you want to do, calling in, becoming more magnetic, using all of these tools and techniques. I've got amazing visualizations that I'm going to be doing with you. Some of the projects are really, really, really interesting and cool, and they work for me. So what works for me, I'm sharing with you. And it's basically just a really, really solid foundation to, once and for all, really get you to where you want to be. No more of the old stuff. No more of the fear and the panic. No more of getting sick and not knowing what to do, or wanting to do something and not knowing how to get there, without the motivation and stuff like that. The self-judgment, we're gonna work on the self-judgment that we've all been through, I think, with other people, and being able to stand up and show up in our authentic self and really honor who we are. Honor the person that was born worthy, the person that was born magnetic, the person that was born to have it all. No regrets. No regrets. This year, no matter what happens, no matter what anybody says, no matter what the government does, no matter what the world does, no matter what the politics say, no matter what the families say, you still have the opportunity to become that next level, to have that clear channel to get what you want. The Wish program takes you, it's a sequence that takes you from wishing it, from wanting it, to having it. To having it. I'm also going to show you how to break through that financial energetic ceiling that I call tissue paper. That's the illusion. We think it's hard, and it's not. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you where yours is at, what number yours is on, and what number you want it to go, and we're gonna manifest money while we're in the container as well. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Breaking through crap that holds me back is like, I feel like a bull in a china shop. I feel like I am that adult elephant. I can't wait to get through it and see what's on the other side, because I've been through so much. I've done so much. I have so many experiences when it comes to manifesting. Even if you're going through, bankruptcy or divorce or foreclosure or stuff like that, if I knew what I knew now, I didn't have to go through that, first of all. If I knew what I knew now and I was going through it, it didn't have to be as difficult. It did not have to be as difficult for me. And I want to share that with you too. Learning these tools, working these tools does not just help you. It just doesn't amplify you. It's a ripple effect with everybody around you. It creates better relationships for your partners. It creates better relationships for your kids. The grandkids should be knowing this. This is stuff that should be taught in school. It's a shame that it's not taught in school. This is the stuff that people need to learn, not geometry, unless you're going to be an architect or whatever. You need to draw straight lines. I don't draw straight lines. I don't walk in a straight line. I don't park straight either. So anything is possible. Anything is possible, and I want that for all of you. I want to share this with all of you so much. The program starts January 11th. I'm not quite sure how many calls are going to be in it. Right now, there are going to be 4 live calls, but there may be more, because I'm thinking of 4 trainings and 4 Zoom calls, depending on how many people I actually have in the container, because some of the workshop things I want to be interactive. So you're going to have a workbook. You're going to have so much value in it, so don't even worry about that. I have visualizations. The bonus I'm giving is a wealth code, exchanging out the old codes for the new code. It's a visualization that I did and recorded myself. And it also has healing energy behind it. So we're also going to be doing some healings in there. I'm going to use some of my healing energy on things that need to be healed. Because without healing the past, without healing physically, it's hard to move forward. So that is what I want to give to you. The price for that is $777. That's if you pay in full. I have a 3-month payment plan at $288. And I also have a 6-month payment plan at $188. $144. I think it's $144 a month for 6 months, because I want to try to make this as affordable as possible, because that's how important I think it is. And I want this for you. I do. And I know investing's scary. I know that. And that's why we've been talking about, you know, the law of divine compensation too. You'll know if this is right for you. You will know that for sure. And I don't want money to be a problem for anybody. I don't want your decisions to be made over money, because that's the old paradigm. Is it going to be worth it? I don't know. That's what we say. Am I gonna get my money's worth? I don't know. Worth? It goes down to our self-worth. Are you going to show up? Are you going all in that there's no other way that it's going to work? There's no other way. That's the confidence that needs to be had. That's the confidence. Is it worthy? Are you worthy of it? Yes, you are. Do you think that you're worthy of it? It's not the money. It's never the money. The money can be found. We know that. We know we can charge things. We know, and I'm not saying that, but just it's never about the money. It's about, is it going to be worth it for me? Will I do the work fully? Will I actually show up for it fully? And we don't think about that part. If I could promise you, which I wish I could, guarantee you, which I wish I could, this will be my intention though, a 300% gain on your investment. If I could guarantee you that, the majority of people would find the money to do it, because you have a guarantee. But the universe doesn't work on guarantees. We have to go first. We have to do the scary thing. We have to do the scary thing, and then the universe delivers. The universe delivers. The minute we make the decision, you know what? I'm in. The universe says, good job. I'm gonna compensate you this way, this way, this way. So the conversation with the universe should be had to make your decisions if you are on the fence with this. If you have any questions, let me know, please. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to believe in yourself like Rocky believed in himself. I just saw that movie the other day, and I'm like, oh my God, Rocky. Julia, yes. Jen is in too. I've already got women in, so you guys are so amazing, yeah. And I want to, a couple things that came up, Rocky, seeing that, before he had that movie, Sylvester Stallone, before he was Rocky, he was all in. He sold his dog because he knew how important his script was. He was going to be the actor of it though. He was all in and was broke. And I don't want anyone going broke. I want the trampoline to be right here, and don't do it when you're in survival mode. That's not the time to be like panicking, manic manifesting. I need to make some money. I need to take this course. I need to buy this. I need to do that. That's not the time. The time is now, so you don't get there. The time is now, so the trampoline is right here. So you launch and you stay there, and you make your gains and you sustain them. No more ping-ponging back and forth, breaking through that energetic ceiling for sure, for once and for all. Breaking through it. Julia Roberts was another one that I wanted to tell you about also, that when she auditioned for Pretty Woman, she said that she just had to go and just do that character. She had to be as awkward as it is. It was embarrassing. A lot of the auditions, are embarrassing. It's like getting on live videos or whatever, but you're creating another character. So sometimes when people audition, and I know this from my auditions, I'm afraid to fully be that character. I still want to be me and not be too weird and too out there. But you can't be all in. And she got the role. She was all in. So if you're all in, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to drop the link in the comments of this thread. I have thoroughly enjoyed this, being here with you, And if you're not going to be a part of it, that's fine too. That's fine too. I want you still to be part of the group and share the group with everybody. There will be more free trainings, obviously, because this is what I want this group for. I want to support each and every one of you on your manifesting and mindset journey and also your business journey, so we can mix the two together and have total and complete fun, fulfillment, and success together and really have a kick-ass year together with each other. I'm going to tally up the names too for the giveaways, and then I will be back on either later today or tomorrow morning to share the wins with you guys. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you, and remember how blessed and supported and loved that you are, because I love you all. Thank you. Thank you, Vanessa.